building the universal church under the guidance of the successor of St. Peter, Pope Francis, and all the bishops of the world, all that sort of way in which things are divided up. You know, I learned something as well in the cathedral. You have to adapt. You have to kind of go with the flow. Because the cathedral churches around the world are oftentimes downtown places. And they catch people from all over. People that have a foot in the Mount Parish and a foot in the cathedral parish. And you got folks that come in the door and they're not sure what foot they're standing on. I'm not sure if they're even standing on their own 2 feet. They're kind of limping, coming into the church, looking, wondering, what's this about? And always the same answer. Christ builds his church. Not the building so much is important, but the people of faith. You want to be a member of the people of faith, you're welcome. We'll teach you, we'll baptize you, we'll give you the nourishment of Christ himself and the sacraments of the church, and you can belong. Well, you know, the next Archbishop called me down to his office. I got something new for you. You do? Yes? And that's why today is Cake Day. Everybody's getting invited to the hall after the morning masses at the mass last night for cake and coffee and looking at pictures of my earlier, more innocent life when I had hair to gold. But it gives me a chance to say as well, this is my final day. I've got a couple of baptisms for this afternoon, and the truck is, as I'm speaking to you, being loaded. My computer is being unplugged, and I'm off to White Rock. White Rock, I'm going to tell you, is not my retirement home. White Rock is 3 churches, 1 parish. It is called Star of the Sea Parish. The original church is down in the little kind of community called White Rock. And there's a little church, Holy Cross, in Crescent Beach. And they built a big church called Good Shepherd Church up on 24th and 150th, where the school is. The school has 450 Catholic elementary students. We also have an arm reaching out to Holy Cross High School for a feeder parish. White Rock Parish has twice as many on the list as I have in the cathedral, close to 3,000 families. It's a huge place. 3 churches, 1 parish. And I'm the boss there. You learn as you go. You learn a lot of good, and you see a lot of things as you move along in your life. What you have to do is be mindful always. God calls us to obedience. Not just be priests, obedient to our bishops, but all of us obedient to Christ and to His Holy Church, calling us to live in holiness of life. And the one thing I've always sort of caught was I don't really love the buildings. I'm not sure if I love the ground. I might kiss it like the Pope does. I might have a fond regard for the edifices and the buildings that we put up. But really what you have to do is learn to love the folks in the pew. And that's not just me to you, but it's you to others. Our brothers and sisters in the Lord. And what keeps us good, keeps us on track, is love for the church. Love for all that makes up the church, and for all who make up the church. We have always to be caught with the idea that Christ builds the church in us and in us through through us to others, and we're a part of this big body of the Lord, the church. And as long as we keep that sense of affection for the church, then I think we're going to be okay. Show yourself the people by adoption, through the one sacrifice offered once for all. Bestow graciously on us, we pray, the gifts of unity and peace in your church. Through Christ our Lord. The Lord be with you.
Well, Father Dion is a great priest, and I have a few reasons, I think, why that's so. Perhaps top of the list is he's a compassionate priest. He's able to listen to others. He pays attention to the feelings and the thoughts of others, and in a sense treats others where they're at. It makes him able, as the word compassion suggests, to suffer along with others, and of course also to share their joys. And so in that sense, Father Dion is a compassionate shepherd of his community. He's also a priest who is reverent in his celebration of the liturgy. As rector of Holy Rosary Cathedral, he loved his people. He also loved his church. Under his rectorship, there were many changes at the cathedral. New benches, new flooring. The cathedral was painted, beautiful new stained glass window, new statues. And this care for the cathedral building itself is just another way in which he expresses his care for what is more important, the people. His reverence in the liturgy, his love of the liturgy is very evident to anyone who joins in the celebration at HRC. He also, as you know, is a man who preaches from the heart. He draws and he shares with others very often his own experience, his own testimony. He's anything but high-blown in his rhetoric and the way he talks with people. Father's always very understandable and persuasive. It's what Pope Francis has been saying about how we are all supposed to preach, and Father Dion seems to have caught on to that early on in the game. Another aspect of why he's a good and excellent and wonderful pastor is his ability to draw out from others the gifts that they have, the charisms that they bring to the life of the church. I know you've heard him talk often about stewardship. He's a stewardship priest, which means that he understands that the parish is a community of people, each of whom brings his or her own gifts to help build up that community. That's why there are so many different ministries and people participating in the life of the cathedral. And this is surely a sign of a priest who understands what it means to
community. But at the same time, it's exciting to say hello to the next step. And I'm appreciative of those who have appreciated my efforts to be your rector and do the best I can. But I have to tell you, this is pretty nice to listen to, but it isn't the whole story. If my mother were here, she'd say, "No, just a minute." And if my sisters were here, they'd say, "No, just a minute." They sometimes know the Glen side of my life, you know. When I'm alone with my family and kind of just putting my feet out, they see me in a different sort of perspective. So thanks again for sharing in the joy of the day and for your kind words and gestures of congratulations and best wishes. Bon voyage, although it's not a voyage, it's a bit of a journey. It takes about 45 minutes to drive from here to White Rock. And I think there is a bus, and the SkyTrain goes out to Richmond, and the bus goes from there to White Rock. It's not really that far. But at the same time, if you come and visit me, tell me your names again, because I have the job now of learning another whole parish list of faces and names. And as you get a little older, that becomes more challenging. You know? Anyways, thank you again, and God bless you all for being here this afternoon. To cry. Now you make me. Is this like what heaven's going to be? All the angels singing. Now you should all sign up for the choir.
In the Star of the Sea Parish.
Thank you, thank you. I have to go and say hello to the 12:30 Mass people before it's over.
Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father.